Morning children. Today I am going to start with the culture conditions which are necessary for plant tissue culture. First one is pH. The pH of medium is normally adjusted between 5.6 to 6 for the best result, and temperature. The culture should be incubated normally at a constant temperature 25 degrees Celsius plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius for optimal growth. Then humidity and light intensity. The culture require 50 to 60% relative humidity and 16 hours of photoperiod by the illumination of cool white fluorescent tube of approximately 1000 lux. Okay, so the humidity, the culture requires 50 to 60% relative humidity and the photoperiod is 16 hours by illumination of cool white fluorescent tube of approximately 1000 lux. Then aeration. Aeration to the culture can be provided by shaking the flask or tubes of liquid culture on automatic shaker, or aeration of the medium by passing with filter sterilized air. So the aeration should be given to the culture medium. The aeration can give by two methods. One is shaking the flask or tube or automatic shaker, or passing the sterilized air into the culture medium. Then induction of callus. Okay, now we have to set up the conditions necessary for culture medium. Now induction of callus. As the implant is kept in the culture medium, next the implant is absorb the nutrient and started to multiply the cells and form a group of cells called callus. This should be induced, then only the division should be start. Explant of 1 to 2 centimeter sterile segment selected from a leaf, stem, tuber or root is inoculated, transferring the explant to sterile glass tube containing nutrient medium. Okay, then in the MS medium, MS nutrient medium, supplemented with auxin and incubated at 25 degrees Celsius plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius in an alternate light and dark period of 12 hours to induce cell division, and soon the upper surface of explant develop into callus. Okay, how to induce the callus? Actually the callus we have to take either from the leaf part or stem part or tuber part of the plant, and transferring the explant to a sterile glass tube containing nutrient medium. After taken out the explant from the plant body, the explant should be transferred into a glass medium which containing the nutrient. Okay, that means in the MS nutrient medium. And the auxin also we have to supplement it. Auxin is a hormone which is necessary for the induction of what? Cell division. And the temperature also adjusted 25 degrees Celsius plus or to minus 2 degrees Celsius in an alternate light and dark period of 12 hours to induce cell division, and soon the upper surface of the explant develop into callus. Callus is a mass of, what is callus? Is a mass of unorganized growth of plant cell or tissues in vitro culture medium. This is what callus definition. And next one is embryogenesis. Okay, first we have to kept ready the conditions necessary for the tissue culture, and next is we have to induce the callus formation. After the callus formation, what happened? Embryogenesis. Embryogenesis means what? The callus cell undergo differentiation and produce somatic embryos known as embryoids. The embryoids are subcultured to produce plantlets. Okay, so now the callus cells are differentiated into somatic embryos, and these embryos are known as embryoids. The embryoids are subcultured to produce plantlets. From the embryoids, plantlets are produced. Next, hardening. Hardening. The plantlets develop in vitro require a hardening period, and so are transferred to greenhouse or hardening chamber and then to normal environmental condition. Okay, from the embryoids the plantlets are arise. The plantlets developed in vitro require hardening period, so are transferred to greenhouse or hardening chamber. After the transfer of hardening chamber, we can transfer the embryo plantlets into the normal environmental condition. Then hardening is the gradual exposure of in vitro developed plantlets in humid chambers in diffused light for acclimatization so as to enable them to grow under normal field condition. What is hardening? Hardening is a gradual exposure of in vitro developed plantlets, okay, in humid chamber in diffused light for acclimatization so as to enable them to grow under normal field condition. Hardening is nothing but, so far the plantlets are grow inside the tube, that is in vitro culture only. So immediately if we transfer from tube to normal environmental condition, it cannot survive. So what we will do, before that we have to make the plantlets acclimatization to that environmental conditions, okay, and this process is called hardening. Next one is types of plant tissue culture. Based on the type of explant, other plant tissue culture types are organ culture, meristem culture, protoplast culture, cell suspension culture. These are the various types of plant tissue culture. Let's see about organ culture. The culture of embryos, anthers, ovaries, roots, shoots or other organs of plants on culture media is called what? Organ culture. So culture of whether embryo, anthers or ovaries or roots or shoots or other parts of the plant on a culture media is called organ culture. Next one is meristem culture. The culture of any plant meristematic tissue on culture media. On the culture media, if we culture the plant meristematic tissue is called meristem culture. And protoplast culture, protoplast are cells without cell wall. What is protoplast? Cells without cell wall is called protoplast, but bound by a cell membrane or plasma membrane. So that is called protoplast. Protoplast is nothing but usually plant cell possess cell wall as an outer membrane. So protoplast means when the cell does not possess cell wall but it possesses cell membrane is called protoplast. Using protoplast it is possible to regenerate whole plants from a single cell and also develop somatic hybrids. The steps involved in protoplast culture are isolation of protoplast, fusion of protoplast, culture of protoplast, selection of somatic hybrid cells. These are the steps involved in culture of protoplast, okay, right. So protoplast already I said. This will be a 5-mark question for you children. What is protoplast culture? I explain the various steps involved in protoplast culture, okay. So using protoplast it is possible to regenerate whole plant from a cell. From a protoplast we can regenerate a whole plant from a single cell and also develop somatic hybrid. The steps involved in protoplast culture are first isolation of protoplast. You can refer the diagram also children. Isolation of protoplast. Small bits of plant tissue like leaf tissue are used for isolation of protoplast. The leaf tissue is immersed in 0.5% of macrozyme and 2% of Onotsuka cellulase enzyme dissolved in 13% sorbitol or mannitol at pH 5.4. It is then incubated overnight at 25 degrees Celsius. After a gentle teasing of cells, protoplasts are obtained and these are then transferred to 20% of sucrose solution to retain their viability. They are then centrifuged to get pure protoplast as different from debris of cell walls. Okay. So how to isolate cell protoplast from a plant cell? You will get as a general question like this. For that what we will do, small bits of plant tissue like leaves tissue are used for isolation of protoplast. The leaf tissue is immersed after taking the leaf tissue is immersed into a 0.5% macrozyme and then 2% of Onotsuka cellulase enzyme dissolved in 13% of sorbitol or mannitol. The 2% of Onotsuka cellulose enzyme is dissolved in 13% of sorbitol or mannitol and its pH is 5.4. In that after immersed into the macrozyme, we have to immerse the tissues into that solution under the pH 5.4. After a gentle teasing of cells, protoplast are obtained and these are then transferred to 20% sucrose solution to retain their viability. They are then centrifuged to get pure protoplast as different from debris of cell walls. Next, fusion of protoplast. It is done through the use of suitable fusogen. This is normally polyethylene glycol, that is PEG, polyethylene glycol. The isolated protoplast are incubated in 25 to 30% concentration of PEG with calcium ions, and the protoplast shows agglutination, that is formation of clumps of cells, and fusion. So first we have to isolate the protoplast from the leaf tissues, and then next we have to fuse the protoplast, that is fusion of protoplast. Fusion of protoplast is done through the suitable fusogen. Which one act as a fusogen? The polyethylene glycol mostly act as a fusogen. Sorry children, please. And the isolated protoplast are incubated to 25 to 30% concentration of PEG and with calcium ions, and the protoplast show agglutination and fusion. Okay. So after this, isolated protoplast are incubated with 20 to 30% concentration of polyethylene glycol and calcium ion concentration, and followed by fusion of protoplast have taken place. Okay. So now we have seen two steps in the protoplast culture. One is isolation of protoplast, another one is fusion of protoplast, and third one is culture of protoplast. How to, okay, now the protoplast are fused. Now how to culture the protoplast? MS liquid medium is used with some modification in droplets, plating or micro drop array techniques. Then protoplast viability is tested with fluorescein diacetate before the culture. The cultures are incubated in continuous high 1000 to 2000 lux at 25 degrees Celsius. The cell wall formation occurs within 24 to 48 hours, and the first division of new cells occurs between 2 to 7 days of culture. Okay, so culture of protoplast, MS liquid medium is used with some modification in droplets. How to that? Plating or micro drop array techniques. Okay, by this technique they are modifying the MS medium. Protoplast viability is tested. How to test the protoplast viability? With the fluorescein diacetate before the culture. And then the culture are incubated in a continuous light 1000 to 2000 lux at 25 degrees Celsius, and the cell wall formation occurs within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, because protoplast is without a cell wall, isn't it? So when this treatment has taken place, okay, the cell wall formation happened during the culture of protoplast, and between the 2 to 7 days of culture. Okay, now cell wall formation has taken place. Next, selection of somatic hybrid cells. The fusion product of protoplast, please refer the diagram for all these children. The fusion product of protoplast without nucleus of different cells is called hybrid. What is hybrid? 2 mark question, please bracket it. The fusion product of protoplast. Now protoplast are fused without nucleus and the product is called what? Hybrid. Following this nuclear fusion takes place. Okay, this process is called somatic hybridization. First the protoplast fuse, but the nucleus does not fuse with each other, and this is called hybrid. And followed that nucleus also fuse with each other, and this process is called somatic hybridization. Here you will have 2 mark question. What is hybrid? 1 2 mark question. The fusion product of protoplast without nucleus, without fusion of nucleus of different cells is called hybrid. And following that, after fusion of protoplast, the 2 nucleus are fused with each other and the formation of somatic hybridization. Next, cell suspension culture. The growing of cells, including the culture of single cells or small aggregate of cells in vitro in liquid medium, is known as cell suspension culture. What is cell suspension culture? The growing of cells, including the culture of single cells or small aggregate of cells in vitro in liquid medium is called suspension culture. 2 mark question. What is cell suspension culture? Culture of single cell or aggregates of cells in vitro in liquid medium is called cell suspension culture. The cell suspension is prepared by transferring a portion of callus to the liquid medium and agitated using rotatory shaker instrument, and the cells are separated from the callus tissue and used for cell suspension culture. Okay, how to do the cell suspension culture? There is a method. Okay, the cell suspension is prepared by transferring a portion of callus to the liquid medium and agitated. After adding the callus into the liquid medium, they are doing agitation using rotatory. Agitation means what? Shaking, using rotatory shaker instrument. When doing this process, rotatory shaker, by agitating, the cells are separated from the callus. The cells are separated from the callus and used for cell suspension culture. Now we can use it for the cell suspension culture. Next one is production of secondary metabolites. Cell suspension culture can be useful for the production of secondary metabolites like alkaloids, flavonoids, terpenoids, phenolic compounds and recombinant proteins. Okay, so cell suspension culture, what is the use of cell suspension culture? Cell suspension culture used for the preparation of secondary metabolites. What are secondary metabolites? You know very well, there are thousands of organic and inorganic compounds present in the plant and animal bodies. The substance other than this organic and inorganic compounds present in the plant and animal body are called secondary metabolites. Some examples we can say resins, gums, some drugs, some alkaloids present in the plant body are considered as what? Secondary metabolites. Such kind of secondary metabolites we can produce by using the cell suspension culture, right? So what are the secondary metabolites we can make by cell suspension culture? Alkaloids, flavonoids, terpenoids, phenolic compounds and recombinant protein. Secondary metabolites are chemical compounds that are not required by the plant for normal growth and development but are produced in the plant as byproduct of cell metabolism. So what are secondary metabolites? Here it's given are chemical compounds only, not required by the plant for normal growth. These secondary metabolites are not required for plant growth and development but are produced in plant as a byproduct of cell metabolism. For example, biosynthesis and isolation of indole alkaloids from Catharanthus roseus plant cell culture. Okay, so this indole alkaloids is not necessary for the plant growth and development, but it is produced as a byproduct. Okay, the process of production of secondary metabolites can be scaled up and automated using bioreactors for commercial production. So this process of secondary metabolites will be scaled up by automated using bioreactors for commercial production. Many strategies such as biotransformation, elicitation and immobilization have been used to make cell suspension culture more efficient in the production of secondary metabolites. Okay, what are the various suspension culture method used in the production of secondary metabolites? Biotransformation, elicitation, immobilization have been used to make a cell suspension culture more efficient in the production of secondary metabolites. For example, of industrially important plant secondary metabolites are listed below in the table. Digoxin. The plant source for digoxin is Digitalis purpurea and its uses is cardiac tonic. Then codeine, Papaver somniferum, that is papaya, and it is used as analgesic, that is maybe for anesthesia. Then capsaicin, which are you obtained from the capsicum annum, that is capsicum. It's used for rheumatic pain treatment. Then vincristine, which are obtained from Catharanthus roseus, and which is used for anti-carcinogenic. Anti-carcinogenic means what? Treatment against cancer is called anti-carcinogenic. Then next quinine, it is obtained from Cinchona officinalis, anti-malarial, the treatment against the malarial diseases. Okay, right. Plant regeneration pathway. Children, this I will discuss in my next class. Okay. So, and the homework for you today is, what are the various steps involved in the protoplast culture, and about production of secondary metabolites. These are the 2 questions you have to learn and submit to me. I will get you in my next class. Bye.